In the classical era, Aristotle divided animals, based on his own observations, into those with blood, roughly, the vertebrates, and those without. The animals were then arranged on a scale from man, with blood, 2 legs, rational soul, down through the live-bearing tetrapods, with blood, 4 legs, sensitive soul, and other groups such as crustaceans, no blood, many legs, sensitive soul, down to spontaneously generating creatures like sponges, no blood, no legs, vegetable soul. Aristotle was uncertain whether sponges were animals, which in his system ought to have sensation, appetite, and locomotion, or plants, which did not. He knew that sponges could sense touch, and would contract if about to be pulled off their rocks, but that they were rooted like plants and never moved about. In 1758, Carl Linnaeus created the first hierarchical classification in his Systema Naturae. In his original scheme, the animals were one of 3 kingdoms, divided into the classes of verms, Insecta, Pisces, Amphibia, Aves, and Mammalia. Since then the last 4 have all been subsumed into a single phylum, the Chordata, while his Insecta, which included the crustaceans and arachnids, and verms have been renamed or broken up. The process was begun in 1793 by Jean-Baptiste Lamarck, who called the verms une espèce de chaos, a chaotic mess, and split the group into 3 new phyla: worms, echinoderms, and polyps, which contained corals and jellyfish. By 1809, in his Philosophiae Zoologium, Lamarck had created 9 phyla apart from vertebrates, where he still had 4 phyla: mammals, birds, reptiles, and fish, and molluscs, namely cirripedes, annelids, crustaceans, arachnids, insects, worms, radiates, polyps, and infusorians. In his 1817 Le Règne animal, Georges Cuvier used comparative anatomy to group the animals into 4 embranchments, branches with different body plans, roughly corresponding to phyla, namely vertebrates, molluscs, articulated animals, arthropods and annelids, and zoophytes, radiata, echinoderms, cnidaria and other forms. This division into 4 was followed by the embryologist Carl Ernst von Baer in 1828, the zoologist Louis Agassiz in 1857, and the comparative anatomist Richard Owen in 1860. In 1874, Ernst Haeckel divided the animal kingdom into 2 subkingdoms: metazoa, multicellular animals, with 5 phyla, coelenterates, echinoderms, articulates, molluscs, and vertebrates, and protozoa, single-celled animals, including a 6th animal phylum, sponges. The protozoa were later moved to the former kingdom Protista, leaving only the metazoa as a synonym of Animalia.